Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Whatever you are, be a good one. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. You can fool all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. The ballot is stronger than the bullet. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. As our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. We must disenthrall ourselves, and then we shall save our country. A house divided against itself cannot stand. With malice toward none, with charity for all. Let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. Labor is prior to and independent of capital. Capital is only the fruit of labor and could never have existed if labor had not first existed. Labor is the superior of capital and deserves much the higher consideration. I claim not to have controlled events, but confess plainly that events have controlled me. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. I have never had a policy. I have simply tried to do what seemed best each day as each day came. I am not concerned that you have fallen. I am concerned that you arise. The people will save their government if the government itself will allow them. All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I'm a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. Every man's happiness is his own responsibility. He has a right to criticize who has a heart to help. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. The fight must go on. The cause of civil liberty must not be surrendered at the end of 1 or even 100 defeats. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Stand with anybody that stands right. Stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. The best way to get a bad law repealed is to enforce it strictly. Slavery is founded in the selfishness of man's nature. Opposition to it is in his love of justice. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. You cannot help men permanently by doing for them what they could and should do for themselves. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. A man watches his pear tree day after day, impatient for the ripening of the fruit. Let him attempt to force the process, and he may spoil both fruit and tree. No law can give me the right to do what is wrong. The shepherd drives the wolf from the sheep's throat, for which the sheep thanks the shepherd as a liberator, while the wolf denounces him for the same act as the destroyer of liberty. The severest justice may not always be the best policy. I desire to so conduct the affairs of this administration that if at the end I have lost every other friend on earth, I shall at least have one friend left, and that friend shall be down inside me. I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. If there is anything that links the human to the divine, it is the courage to stand by a principle when everybody else rejects it. If we could first know where we are and whither we are tending, we could better judge what to do and how to do it. Don't interfere with anything in the Constitution. That must be maintained, for it is the only safeguard of our liberties. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. All honor to Jefferson, to the man who, in the concrete pressure of a struggle for national independence by a single people, had the coolness, forecast, and capacity to introduce into a merely revolutionary document an abstract truth. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. I care not for a man's religion whose dog and cat are not the better for it. Let not him who is houseless pull down the house of another, but let him work diligently and build one for himself. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. The time comes upon every public man when it is best for him to keep his lips closed. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. I can make more generals, but horses cost money. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. My dream is of a place and a time where America will once again be seen as the last best hope of Earth. The things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. The Lord prefers common-looking people. That is why He made so many of them. There are no bad pictures. That's just how your face looks sometimes. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep doing so until the end. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. The legitimate object of government is to do for people what needs to be done, but which they cannot do at all, or cannot do so well for themselves. Be with a leader when he is right. Stay with him when he is still right, but leave him when he is wrong. When the conduct of men is designed to be influenced, persuasion, kind, unassuming persuasion, should ever be adopted. The will of God prevails. The struggle of today is not altogether for today. It is for a vast future also. Whatever woman may cast her lot with mine should be content with my affection in place of fortune. Upon the subject of education, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people may be engaged in. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. Ballots are the rightful and peaceful successors of bullets. I believe it is an established maxim in morals that he who makes an assertion without knowing whether it is true or false is guilty of falsehood. I do not believe in a law to prevent a man from getting rich. It would do more harm than good. It is not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. A nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure. Let every American, every lover of liberty, every well-wisher to his posterity, swear by the blood of the Revolution never to violate the laws of the country. We cannot escape history. We of this Congress and this administration will be remembered in spite of ourselves.